As you know, it's back to school season, and this morning we are focusing on families making a different choice when it comes to their kids' education.
The pandemic kept most young students away from school at first until COVID rates fell and vaccines for kids became widely available. But for a growing number of black parents, they've decided to keep their kids out of the classroom for good.
NBC News correspondent Antonia Hylton traveled to New Jersey and Detroit to meet some folks who are part of that shift. Good morning to you.
Good morning, guys. The families I met with say their problems with existing public school systems didn't start with the pandemic, but COVID shutdowns gave them a good excuse to walk away. Take a look.
You guys want to feed some animals?
It may look like a simple summer outing, but these kids are at Terhune Orchards in New Jersey for a full day of school. Here, they'll learn about animals, produce, farm operations, and flowers.
Good job, Maxwell.
What was the best part of today?
Feeding the animals. Feeding the animals.
These kids are part of the Melanin Village, a collective of black families that homeschool. Parents work to make learning engaging and warm for their kids after years of feeling let down by public schools. Before the pandemic, only 3% of black students were homeschooled. By 2021, it shot up to 16%. Many, like Brennea Fairchilds, say they aren't going back.
There's a joke amongst homeschoolers that we homeschool, but we're never home.
When did you decide that this is what you wanted for your kids?
I would say homeschooling has been both a heart and a head decision for me. I looked at the presentation of slavery and the Civil War in U.S. history textbooks, and I saw that, okay, it's not accurate. There you go.
Fairchilds founded the Melanin Village to share school materials and organize group activities with families like hers. Many frustrated that their kids weren't taught diverse history, rarely had teachers who looked like them, or got disciplined at higher rates.
We're nationwide, right? So we're not just these moms here in New Jersey, but we've got a great group of moms in Arizona, in the Chicago area, in Florida. Like, this has really surpassed my dreams.
Village moms say their kids often felt isolated or disconnected in traditional school. Do you want to go to regular school?
No.
Not one person.
For a whole entire day, no.
In Detroit, moms Bernita Bradley and Charisse Powell say their homeschooling group, Engage Detroit, has 98 families on the roster. They expect 20 more to join before this school year begins.
We don't have time when you've seen generations after generations fail. We don't have time to keep waiting.
Do you think the schools are serving black children?
Schools were never designed to serve black children.
And we would tell them, basically help them understand our students, and we would tell them that our children are brilliant. It's just that you all don't try to get to know them. You don't try to get to know, like, how do they learn.
Dr. Cheryl Field-Smith has studied black homeschoolers for 17 years.
We pushed really hard to get into these public schools, and now the fact that we're pulling it out, we need to pay attention to that.
As black families perhaps exit public school systems, for the black kids who get left behind, what's going to be there for them?
Not only do I worry about that, but also black home educators worry about that.
At 15, Victoria asked her mom, Bernita, to take her out of Detroit schools. She says she was being bullied relentlessly for her appearance, and it didn't seem like her administrators cared.
It made me not want to ask questions, or not want to ask specific questions because I'm like, am I they going to call me dumb?
When you transitioned to homeschooling, how did you start to feel about yourself?
I felt more confident. It was just kind of like a sunshine, like the clouds opening a little bit.
Victoria recently graduated and joined AmeriCorps. Her mom continues to help parents like Charisse, whose 14-year-old Tori needs extra support.
Okay, so the boy is eating ice cream. Excellent, excellent. Good job.
You give your daughter so much love and attention. Was she getting this in public school?
No. No, of course not to this level.
The families of the Melanin Village and Engage Detroit hope that their groups inspire school systems to get creative, take kids out of rigid routines, and ensure they are welcoming all kinds of learners. Do you think the schools are going to listen? I mean, the system, does it see what's happening?
I think on individual scales that yes, that there are schools who will. Now, if we're talking about the system overall, I think that gets into things that are a bit deeper. I don't want my child to be the guinea pig in the midst of us still figuring this out.